Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. There is a tip I would like to give. Perhaps the most stunning piece of news has just been revealed by the most private Duggar. Years later, Jana Duggar shocks everyone by becoming pregnant unexpectedly after a period of silence. Even more striking though was Stephen Wisman's surprising response. Is a new chapter starting that no one saw coming, or is the Duggar family feud getting underway? Rest assured, this alters the course of events. Jana Duggar has announced her pregnancy, cementing her status as the most reclusive and mysterious member of the Counting On, with a mysterious Instagram image showing a faded Bible laying on a pair of fragile baby shoes. The announcement was subtly but powerfully shared. The caption consists of 3 straightforward words: God's perfect timing. Many on Duggar fan sites and internet forums have speculated that the baby's father is Stephen Wisman, a pilot and businessman from Nebraska who has been secretly pursuing Jana for quite some time. However, Jana has not yet confirmed this. The Duggar family has been tight-lipped about their relationship, but it has generated a lot of talk and speculation in recent years. What has really taken everyone by surprise, though, is Stephen's response to the pregnancy. Sources close to the Wisman family said that Jana's news totally caught Stephen off guard. According to one source, he was completely unaware that she was planning to go public in this manner. Their relationship has always been rocky, but no one anticipated her breaking the news on her own. Some have speculated that the pair secretly broke up months ago, and that neither of them had any intention of becoming pregnant. Stephen chimed in after that. His own social media post broke his silence with an unexpectedly moving statement published just hours after Janice. The author said, "Life rarely follows the script we imagine, but faith, grace, and love guide us through the unexpected, praying for peace and clarity in the days ahead." There was no room for question given the time and tone of his message, even though he never mentioned Jana or the pregnancy by name. The fact that Jana had managed to keep everything under covert is what makes her discovery all the more stunning. Jana has been quite private about her life in contrast to her siblings who are quick to spill the beans. Since Counting On was cancelled, she has managed to avoid the spotlight by posting rarely on social media, not speaking to the press, and generally avoiding the spotlight. This is a radical change from her normally reserved demeanor for her to make such a daring and intimate declaration. The reaction from the fans is a blend of amazement, perplexion, and tremendous love. She deserves joy more than anybody else, according to one commenter. For her, "I pray this is the beginning of a wonderful journey." Someone else added, "I'm really sorry for her. That family must be putting a lot of strain on you." What comes next is the major concern at this point. Is Jana going to start a new chapter of her life as an independent woman because of her conservative background? Will she encounter resistance? Is Stephen going to take the lead or back down? What about Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, the Duggar parents? They had been totally silent up until this point. Nothing in the way of a public announcement, status update, confirmation, or rejection. Word on the street is that the family is frantically trying to respond to the situation behind the scenes. Jana, meanwhile, is supposedly concentrating on her mental, physical, and privacy health while residing with a close friend outside of Arkansas. No interviews or further comments have been made by her at this time. The dynamic inside the Duggar family has changed in a manner that has never been witnessed before. The most scandalous situation the Duggar family has been through since Josh's sentencing has centered on the most reserved sibling. Counting On star Janet Duggar broke the silence on the time she and her husband Stephen Wisman reconnected, after rumors of a romance surfaced in 2020, almost a year after the couple tied the knot. Exactly 1 year ago on Wednesday, May 7th, in an homage to her spouse, "I was sitting in my house finishing up some last-minute projects, while Stephen was working on some office job via Instagram." The ex-reality star leaned in close to her boyfriend, Stephen, 31, in the snap, looking very at home on the couch with her laptop propped up on her lap to take a charming selfie. "We had reconnected and started talking again not long before this," the 19 participants said. "Counting, I am so happy," a lamb exclaimed. A year can bring about so many changes. For Stephen Wisman, sharing life with you has been an incredible experience. I look forward to many more years together. Hannah. Duggar is Jana's sister-in-law, and in December 2020, she was initially romantically linked to Stephen's future wife after she appeared in Christmas images posted on the Wisman family site. At Chib and Joanna Gaines Magnolia Market, the two were seen together again 2 months later. In 2021, they also celebrated July 4th together. The Wismans reportedly gave a performance at that location. At the time, Jana and Stephen were spotted strolling around the event. According to The Sun, more than 4 years after their breakup, Stephen was seen square dancing at a party alone, sparking split speculations. When Jana and Stephen registered for a marriage license on August 14, 2024, Innouch verified their relationship. A mere 1 hour after that at the Grand of Willow Springs, not far from her family's property in Tontown, Arkansas, the happy pair exchanged vows. 500 people, including relatives and friends, were present during the wedding. Joanna Forsythe, Joanna Duggar, Jing Avulo, and Jessa Seawald, a Jana's sister, served as the honor attendants. The Duggar sisters, Abby and Jordan, served as bridesmaids. Jana eventually came clean about her relationship with Stephen, saying that it was rocky until early 2024. She explained that her now husband had asked her out again via handwritten letter and that she had been so guarded because she didn't want to be wounded again. It may seem strange to most people, but I found it quite endearing. To be honest, I would have been more of a "hey dude" kind of get lost if he had texted me. The idea doesn't pique my attention, but I don't know, the XTLC star concluded. I get a strong impression that he is really kind because of it. How could I have missed him? Now I know he's wonderful and I adore him, and I just need to be brave enough to let him in and let myself be loved. Jana said that the 2 or 3 letters they exchanged were the first steps toward resuming messaging and establishing a basic level of friendship. The mystery of Jana Duggar's romantic relationships has captivated Duggar family followers for a long time. Even though she was famous for her grace, quiet fortitude, and family loyalty, the eldest Duggar daughter had stayed publicly single for a long time. Her younger siblings had all gone on to have families of their own. Behind the scenes, though, Jana's narrative was much more intricate and emotional than anyone had anticipated. Jana has now spoken up about a long-rumored period of her life, her short romance with Stephen Wisman, their sudden breakup, and the startling quiet time they reconciled. It's a rare and touching moment, a short-lived secret love affair. The first murmurs began to circulate around late 2020. It was noticed that Jana was seen in Nebraska, where she was seen attending weddings, Christmas parties, and other family events with the Williamson family. There was no official confirmation, but admirers speculated that she was seeing Stephen Wisman, a musician, quiet pilot, and member of the big conservative Wisman family. In the same religious tradition as Jana, Stephen grew up with a strong emphasis on humility, service, and family. A subtle but noticeable connection developed between them, and it felt like their values were congruent. Things were strangely quiet, though, as the months went by. There was no engagement announcement, none of the engagement pictures. Something had clearly halted or terminated between Jana and Stephen for nearly 2 years by the middle of 2021. Prior to Jana's recent speech, which was featured in a women's retreat podcast, neither Jana nor Stephen had ever spoken publicly about their relationship. Jana ultimately addressed the rumors, but her admirers have grown to appreciate her quiet sincerity, not a tabloid headline or dramatic reveal. The idea that some things are holy has always been with me, she said. Still, I'm aware that being quiet can lead to more problems than it solves. Jana has spoken up about her and Stephen's relationship, describing it as a sweet and genuine time when they really considered a future together. However, by the beginning of 2021, they had come to the realization that they were emotionally, spiritually, and otherwise not aligned. It was unremarkable. Unlike what most people would expect, it wasn't really painful. We merely required an area to expand upon ours. Jana clarified, an old flame is reignited after a long separation, through a fortuitous encounter. Stephen and Jana moved on with their lives in silence, staying put at the Arkansas Home of the Dugg family, Jana devoted herself to gardening house projects and helping out younger siblings. While everyone else was busy flying, Stephen was busy helping out with his family's ministry. However, they were reunited in the fall of 2023 due to an unforeseen circumstance. Also occurred to be invited to a wedding of a common acquaintance. We weren't expecting anything, Jana said. Long ago, we broke off all communication. Something changed that night at the outdoor Missouri wedding banquet among the twinkling lights. She described a peaceful atmosphere where there was no agenda other than to enjoy each other's company. She wondered whether they needed some space to recharge and recognize how lucky they were. From that point on, they gradually resumed their conversation, this time as friends rather than a couple. Calls progressed to in-person meetings, and those meetings led to something more substantial. As Jana claims, they resumed their official relationship in early February 2024, but this time they kept it under wraps. However, they held off on informing their loved ones until they were absolutely certain. There's a certain allure to preserving what is sacred. As she put it, it allows you to hear your own heart more clearly. The two families had also discreetly reconciled by May of 2024. This was more deliberate and leisurely than the frenzied romances shown on television. A bond forged by reconsideration, persistence, and rediscovery of what's important in life. Stephen and Jana are still in a committed relationship as of August 2025. While details are still under wraps, Jana did drop a hint that some major changes could be in the horizon. We're taking our time. All we're doing is moving forward peacefully. The second time around, love can seem different, she remarked. It can be more subdued, profound, and certain. Jana grinned and gave the most Dugg-like response imaginable when asked if an engagement could be in the works. The timetable is being left to God. However, we are quite pleased. For viewers who have followed the Duggar family through their rise to stardom, fall from grace, and subsequent transformation, this is of paramount importance. The narrative offered by Jana's story is both incredibly personal and refreshingly genuine. She isn't acting in accordance with producers' or anyone's expectations. Even though it required a few leisurely day visits, she is still forging her own path. Amidst a culture fixated on quick romance and social approval, the restored romance between Janet Duggar and Stephen Wisman serves as a poignant reminder that genuine love, when it exists, eventually returns to its origins. No one was prepared for the unexpected turn of events caused by Jana Duggar, the renowned oldest daughter of the Duggar clan. Jana, long known as the daughter who refused to follow the notorious Duggar marriage schedule, recently tied the knot in a jaw-dropping, off-the-shoulder gown and announced that she is going to nursing school, further shattering family custom. Who could have predicted that the exouting star would pull off so many unexpected feats? As a result of their appearance on 19 Kids and Counting, the Duggar family has become infamous in the world of reality television. The Duggar family, Jim, Bob, and Michelle, raised their enormous brood of 19 children in accordance with strict Christian principles. There are very traditional values that the Duggar daughters uphold, especially when it comes to modesty, courting, and marriage. At a young age, there was constant pressure to tie the knot and start having a family as soon as possible. But at 34 years old, Janice still considered marriage to be something of a pipe dream, if not a complete nightmare. Dugg, who has been called the Cinderella girl who will never leave home, has now turned the tables on that stereotype. Jana does something very few Duggars do. She goes to college. Jana became the first of her Dugg siblings to attend a secular college when she enrolled at Northwest Arkansas Community College last year, according to People. Yes, I understand. By defying the family norm of being married at a young age, she is doing more than that. She's going all in on her college career. Plus, Jana was candid with the magazine about her longtime interest in nursing and how she only recently decided to pursue it. You know what I thought to myself? She finally spoke up about how she wanted to pour my heart and soul into something, suggesting that maybe this was her true calling.